All right, another great week of Lake Area High School football officially in the books. Hard to believe, already 7 weeks come and went.
Yeah.
2 more weeks of the regular season. We're going to start with the Camdenton Lakers, Chris. They improved to 6-1 against Hillcrest during their homecoming. 35-14 the final, and honestly, a little closer than a lot might have anticipated.
Yeah, they actually trailed early in that one for most of the first quarter, and I talked to Coach Parpitz about it on our weekly coaches show on Lake TV. And he said, yeah, we turned the ball over, really didn't get off to a great start, homecoming stuff, but we found out kind of what we're made of, and we were able to rebound, come back strong, and make a lot out of it. They're going to need to be in the right frame of mind this week because they got the annual rivalry showdown with undefeated Lebanon this week.
And Lebanon is just blowing everyone out. For reference, just so you guys understand how good this Lebanon Yellow Jacket team is, Camdenton's lone loss in the season came to Kickapoo early in the year. I think it was 35-14 was the final in that one. Lebanon beat Kickapoo 35-0.
Yeah, I mean,
they shut them out. They didn't score on Lebanon's defense. So you're not kidding when you say Camdenton's going to need their absolute best from senior signal caller Kate Durnan, having a huge year, over 300 yards passing a game, 33 total touchdowns to only 5 turnovers. So they got Lebanon this week. As we said, huge game, and then they'll end at Glendale, who they're no slouch themselves. And so the next 2 weeks of the regular season will tell a lot. And if we look at the district standings right now, Helias lost Friday, Chris, and so they're 6-1, tied there with Camdenton, but they've got the points based on their strength of schedule and margin of victory. So most likely it's going to be tough for Camdenton going to Lebanon this Friday. They're probably not going to jump Helias, but they're looking at a home playoff game in week 10 instead of a bye this year. They would probably get either Battle with Columbia Independent, or they'd get Rolla. And so, you remember last time Camdenton and Battle played, 2014?
Yeah, Battle went on to win the state championship that year, yeah.
So just previewing there a little bit, but at 6-1, first year Parpitz got to be feeling good, and you can catch the entire conversation with head coach Parpitz and Uncle Chris on our weekly coaches show, airing right now on Lake TV. So the Lakers at 6-1, you think they got a shot down there at Lebanon?
I think it's going to be an uphill battle. I think Lebanon is so good this year. I mean, Camdenton's good enough that if they play a great game, they might be able to pull off the upset. But I think Lebanon's going to be hard to beat, especially at home. Lebanon ranked in the top 5 in the state right now. I think they've got a chance to win the state championship this year if they play good football, don't turn the ball over. But Camdenton's been getting better every week, and so I think Camdenton might do some things. If Camdenton can go and win at Lebanon this week, they've got a chance to go a long way in the postseason.
Lakers by 4.
Wow, okay.
Lakers by 4. Brady Ford, late touchdown. It'd be Blake Ford, not Brady Ford. Blake Ford, late touchdown in that game, the tailback. Everyone knows with the passing game, he's going to have a big game. I got Lakers. So they're gonna beat Lebanon Friday night by 4 points, and they're both going to be at 7-1.
Okay, I hope you're right.
All right, now let's look at Osage. Just a couple weeks ago, they were sitting at 1-4. They had a big win against Hallsville, 23-0. They took that momentum into Boonville and won their second straight, 31-16, the final there. So 3-4, they're playing stronger.
Yeah, they've won 3 of their last 4 games. They too, very young team. They're getting better every week. Got a huge challenge this week against 6-1 Southern Boone on the road. Southern Boone really good this year. So that's going to be a tough challenge, but Coach Shannon Jolly said on the coaches show, you know, if they play their game, play a good game, he thinks they can pull off an upset and win that one on the road this week. Osage too is getting better every week. I don't know that they can go a long way in the postseason, but I think they could win a few games in the postseason.
Yeah, they certainly could. We've seen it last year. They won one. So you look at their district, Class 4, District 5, you see Jeff City. They've got the head-to-head, and it'd be unlikely they would pass Warrensburg. So Osage, they'd be looking at going to Warrensburg for that opening week unless Marshall caught them, or of course Van Hornfeld, that 4-5 seeding play each other. So Osage would be at Warrensburg if the season ended today, but they've got, again, Southern Boone Friday, and they're going to end on the road again at Lutheran South, who are 1-6 at this point on the season. So Osage, don't look now, but they get stronger, as we always tell you about. How about the Versailles Tigers? We had them on Lake TV Friday night.
I was so impressed, you and Mike Bissell with the call, and Versailles just kicked them around Friday night. Winning big, ends in a mercy rule and stuff like that. Best win for Coach Warren Seitz in Versailles in years, and I'm glad we had that on Lake TV. I think this Versailles team is going to be a team to be reckoned with in the next few years because Coach Seitz is a great coach, and he's getting the community and the kids to buy in, and they're getting better.
Yeah, and we have another special player we got to see on display, and he didn't even have a crazy game by any stretch of the imagination, but Reese Murdoch, the junior, he had 2 catches, 2 touches at one point in time, took both to the house.
Yep.
The junior quarterback for the Tigers, Fletcher Bias, still learning the position. He ran a couple of scores. He threw for a score. And then the senior tailback, Chase Shoemaker, 17, totes a $141 and a score. He was our Show Me Zero MoDOT player of the game. So for Versailles, 3-4, we've talked about it. I mean, this team could easily be 5-2.
Yeah.
And at 3-4, they've got Buffalo at home this Friday night, and then they're going to host Sherwood to end the regular season. And so as you look at their district, Class 2, District 3, first time we've seen this, look at that district. I'm surprised that Father Tolton is just a 2A in football, but if the season ended right now, Chris, Versailles would host a playoff game.
That is exciting. And I tell you what, like you said, they've lost a couple of really close games they coulda, shoulda won. They'd be much higher in those standings if they would. I think they're going to be a scary team in the playoffs. In this district, I wouldn't want to play them. I think all the other teams would rather not play Versailles.
And you look at Cole Camp, they have the head-to-head win against Cole Camp, and so really a 2-game lead with 2 games left in the regular season, and you like their chances to win one of those. So don't look now, but the Versailles Tigers are looking like they're going to host a district playoff game in Versailles this year. That would be really cool. It looks like it'll be either Cole Camp or North Callaway, both sitting right there. We already know they beat Cole Camp in Cole Camp, so good luck to the Tigers against Buffalo. We know Buffalo's been tough too.
Here's my prediction. Versailles wins their next 2, wins out in the regular season. They go into the playoffs on a big roll. They're going to win at least 2 or 3 games in the playoffs.
So you have them at least playing in the district championship, maybe winning the district championship.
Yep, I think so.
I love it. I love it. I'd love to see it come to fruition for sure. And then, of course, we got to talk about the Eldon Mustangs. They had a tough matchup. They went to Blair Oaks, 55-0, your score there. Mustangs reeling a little bit. They've lost 5 in a row, but they get an opportunity to get back on the winning trail this Friday night against California. We'll have that game for you. But California, 5-2. They've won 3 in a row. They beat Roosevelt, Carnahan out of St. Louis, and Eldon's going to welcome them in. Losers of 5 in a row. Hunter Hess, maybe 3 more games left in his career.
Yeah.
Junior Jalen Beckman having a huge year for Eldon. They kind of got stymied there in Blair Oaks, a tough game, but Eldon started 2-0, now 2-5, an opportunity to upset a Tri-County Conference team coming in Friday. That should be a good one. California, they're having a great season, but we know Eldon can play up to the competition.
Yeah, California with a new coach this year. Kenny Pickett came over from Mexico. 5-2, they're doing great.
Kenny Pickett?
Yeah. Or no, Kenny Grubbs. I'm sorry.
Okay, there you go.
Kenny Grubbs, the new coach in California. I don't know who Kenny Pickett is.
The quarterback for the Steelers.
Oh, okay, there you go. So I think California is for real.
Oh, yeah.
They're really playing well. I'm looking forward to seeing that game on Lake TV Friday night with you and Mike Bissell on the call. But I'm really, really, hoping Eldon can find some life and turn it around and pick it up. We love those guys over there. I love Coach Holt so much. It's tough to see him struggling like that. Hopefully they can find some magic the last couple games of the season.
Indeed, they'll also get Boonville. Week 9 will have that game for you. Now, don't miss, as we told you, the game of the week Friday. It's going to be a good one, I'm telling you. I'm looking forward to seeing those Pintos at 5-2. And always love getting to go to Eldon. I love the setup there, love the hospitality, and absolutely love Hunter Hess as the senior. Not going to get a lot of more opportunities to see him play. And of course, don't miss the Coaches Show with Coach Park Pitts and Coach Shannon Jolly and Uncle Chris every Tuesday, new episode coming out for at least the next 3 or 4 weeks, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see that 3 times a day, I believe at 6 in the morning, 12 noon, and 6 in the evening. Hear what the coaches have to say about what happened last week and talking about the game coming up this week.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this week's Lake Area High School Football Weekly Wrap-Up. I'm Wild Will.
I'm Uncle Chris.
From Slumberland at the Lake. We'll see you guys next week.